Hey guys, Adam Hubbard, Director of Fitting here at the Raspberry Golf Academy. Today we're out here at Raspberry Falls Golf Club in Leesburg, Virginia. Just got the brand new Titleist TS2 and TS3 fairway woods in. So I wanted to do a quick little review on those, just kind of explaining some of the differences on those two new golf clubs. As well, if you haven't seen the review of the drivers that I did a couple weeks ago, check those out in the link down below. As well, if you're new to my channel, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell there on the bottom, so each time that I upload a new video, you get a notification that a new video is loaded. So we're going to jump in here real quick, do a quick review, and we'll see how these two clubs test out. Alright, so first up guys, we're going to hit the Titleist TS2 and then we'll hit the TS3. Little different design cues with each golf club. The TS2 designed to be slightly more forgiving than the TS3. It's a little bit higher launching, still going to be low spin, slightly shallower face compared to the 3. Now there's also a little bit of adjustability that you can do on the 3 versus the 2. You've got that same weight port that's in the TS3 driver that you can change to set it up for fade, neutral, or draw. Really slick system with that one, be able to just move that weight around to where you need it to. Both have the select fit hosel, 16-way adjustability, so you can change loft and lie. Once again, to dial in those options. You know me, options, options, options. The more options I have to fit you, the better I can get you into this golf club. Now, a lot of core technologies that have carried over, some new stuff for this year. The big change is the new lighter weight crown. They say almost 30% of weight off this crown. Now, when you take weight out of a golf club, now I'm not an engineer, but I know from doing this a long time, talking to these guys, when you take that weight out, you can put it somewhere in the golf club. Now, moving the weight around a head is huge. You can put it lower in the head, you can launch it higher, you can spin it less, you can put it where you want to. Strategically placing that weight makes a huge difference for an engineer. So if you can get that weight where you want it, you can really dial in a flight that you want. Now, I know with both of these golf clubs, they're moving them around in different places. Like I said, the 2 is going to launch a little bit higher compared to the 3. If you're, need a little help getting off the turf, the 2 might be the better one. The 3, certainly if you're a higher launch, high spin player, might be also another option. Both clubs look incredibly good this year. Pretty true Titleist in terms of the design. You've got a really slick look design, a little darker finish than last year's. Both in that A1 setting, so they're going to both look really, really nice. The 2 maybe just a little bit shut on the club face, but it's subjective. You might like that look. The 3 to me maybe sets it a little bit more square. They're supposed to be about a half degree open in that A1 setting. That's a typical Titleist setting. That's where I'm going to have both golf clubs. Variety of shaft options this year. You've got the hazardous smoke, you've got the Tensei, also the Kurakagi, and the new even flow TI 1100. So a lot of choices, a lot of options. Options, options, options. Get those clubs fitted. So getting the right launch, the right spin really makes a difference. So I'm going to hit both golf clubs. We're going to see how these two test out. We'll look at the numbers at the end and we'll go see how these look. All right guys, so get ready to hit here. I got the TS2 Hazard Smoke 6.0, 15 degree A1 setting. Going to be both hitting both 3 woods with both golf clubs. So we're going to hit about 5 shots. Like I said, we'll look at the numbers at the end here, kind of describe what we're looking at. Show you the ball flight and see how it looks. Alright, so I'll show you these numbers at the end. We'll kind of look at some of the ball flight, but really saw the first go around. I mean, none of those would kill me on the golf course. Pretty easy to hit off the deck. I mean, ball flight was pretty good. I really like that. So we're going to try the TS3 next, and we'll see how it compares. Alright, so we just got done hitting the TS2. Like I said, really solid golf club. Really liked the ball flight. I mean, really, really consistent. Misses were in really, really nice tight grouping. I'll show you that here at the end. Look at that dispersion pattern. A lot of guys struggle trying to find that 3 wood because it's going to be a dual purpose golf club. You want it off the fairway, you want it off the tee. A lot of guys search, it's like a putter. You try to find that one golf club or that one 3 wood that's just kind of that magic bullet. So if you struggle with the 3 wood, the nice thing having a couple options depending on the brands is whether you're trying to find something higher or lower depending on your skill set. And most companies will have something in their lineup where, for that's more forgiving or for your better player. I don't know if the TS3 is necessarily designed for the better player, but it's maybe for that golfer that wants a little bit more adjustability. If I can get you into this club, maybe you tend to hit the ball kind of high and you tend to spin it a little bit more, this might be a better option, but we'll have to see what the numbers tell us. Same thing, if you tend to have a little bit more fade or hook, you can dial that in with a hosel or that sure-fit weight system inside the head. The big thing, like I said, with both of these golf clubs versus last year's is that there's new weighting, lighter crown, but also new variable face thickness on the club. on that glove face. You know, so mishitting it a little bit, toe or heel, you shouldn't see a drop in ball speed. And pretty much all those across the face and the last one were pretty consistent. The last one, like I said, I hit a little thin, lost a little bit of yardage on it, but I didn't lose much in terms of direction. And that's kind of what you should see with that TS2 being a little bit more forgiving. So I'm going to hit 5 more shots with this guy. We'll see how it compares to the TS2. And like I said, we'll look at the numbers at the end and go from there. All right, so let's hit some balls here. 5 shots with this guy. Looking at the numbers. A little thin. Right off the bat, though, it definitely has a little firmer feel. Seems like it came off a little lower. Yeah, I was averaging about 11 or 12 degrees with the TS2. That launched at 8.7. Didn't lose any ball speed though. Still 151 smash. That's pretty good. Didn't carry real far, but that was a good miss. There we go. Much more solid. Slight pull, but no side spin. I mean, that pretty much went pretty straight. The ball speed's still really good. I lost a little bit. Smash factor dropped off a hair. So far, definitely launching a little bit lower. You know, and that's where you're going to see, you know, if you're a higher launch player, this might be the better choice. With the TS2, if you're looking to get something easier up in the air, that might be the better choice. Pretty big left on that one. Even the head feels a little heavier. It's not quite as, I won't say balanced compared to the two. You know, and if you hit it left like that, if you hit a little bit of a pull, you're going to lose. Well, I guess you're just going to lose some of that forgiveness. You know, and that's where. You're fitting that golf club, whether it be, you know, getting the right weight, the shaft, and getting that right, the club to feel right to you, it makes a difference. All right, so 2 more here. All right, so 2 more here. It's pretty decent. I feel like it came off a little low again. Yeah, carry was pretty good. A little lower spin, maybe a little high on the face. That's why the spin numbers dropped off a little bit. The launch was better, 12-1 on that one. A lot lower spin, so I got some good carry on that one. All right, 1 more here. Draws back a little bit. No, it's going to hang right just a hair. So a slight push. Still held his line pretty well. Spin numbers were definitely lower. Launch was okay. So, you know, definitely between the two, it feels like the two is maybe a little bit more forgiving. So let's look at those numbers here. We'll put those up on the screen for you, and we'll do a little comparison. All right, so we just got done hitting the TS2, TS3 fairway woods. I'm going to do a little review now, kind of look at some of the numbers, kind of see how they kind of compare. Initial impressions, I think they were carrying pretty close to the same distance. The TS2 to me felt like it was easier to hit, just like it was launching a little higher. Mishit seems to be a little bit better. The 3 definitely felt like it was coming off a little bit lower. So I'll throw those numbers up here on the screen for you so you can kind of see the kind of comparison between the 2 clubs. Looking at the carry numbers, like I said, there's a 1.5 yard difference. The 2 carried a little further. The total rollout was identical, which is pretty interesting. Got slightly more club head speed and ball speed off the TS3, but my smash factor wasn't quite as good compared to the TS2. I had a little bit better smash, 147 versus 144 between the 2. About a degree, pretty close to a degree difference in launch, which you'd kind of maybe expect to see between those 2. So the 2 launching at, you know, basically 11, the 3 at 10. So pretty similar. Peak height was a little bit better, about 5 feet more in the air with the 2. Land angle, maybe a little steeper, but not much. You know, so really, really similar golf clubs. Now, if we look at the dispersion of the two golf clubs, 2 is maybe just a little bit more accurate, you know, in terms of, you know, where they were all landed. It just felt to me like when I was hitting them that they were getting up easier. It didn't seem like were offline nearly as much. You know, pretty consistent in terms of, you know, forward and back, left and right, all playable, pretty solid. The 3 wasn't bad. I just felt like I just wasn't hitting it quite as solid, and I think that's just a little difference in the head weight. I would need to do a little more fine tuning with the 3. I like the look of the 3 a little bit better, but you know, it's almost the same thing when I was testing the drivers. The 2 to me felt more explosive. It felt more just easier to hit. Nothing wrong with that. You know, I like forgiveness. Forgiveness is always a good thing on a driver. Supposedly the hardest club to hit. So, but once again, getting fit. You hear me talk about it all the time. Options, options, options. You want to get fit. Getting the right combination of head, shaft, loft, weighting, you know, in that club to dial in the right flight. So very, very important. I like the smoke shaft. I may have tried maybe a different shaft in the 3, lighten it up a little bit, launched it maybe a touch higher, and maybe I get a little bit more out of it. But pretty similar golf clubs, you know, in terms of what we're looking for. Like what the numbers were showing us, the 2 does go a little higher, showing you the flight. You know, the 3, not bad. It just seemed like I just wasn't as consistent with it. You know, when I look at the 2, it seemed like it's just easier to hit when you're going through. So just, you know, looking at those 5 shots, they were all, to me at least, going down range, looked like they were pretty similar. So basically, in a nutshell, 2 a little easier to hit, 3 a little flatter, but depending on the player style and what you're looking for, come in, test them out. So guys, appreciate you watching this video. You know, like I said before, you can find me on all the different social medias at Adam Hubbard Golf. Same thing here. You know, like this video, subscribe, hit that little button down there at the bottom. We really want to get this channel going. We're getting some new subscribers every week. I really appreciate the support. Took a little bit of a time off with the Ryder Cup being here last week, so we'll try to keep doing this as some of the new product comes out. We'll do a review of it, and appreciate all the support, and we'll see you soon.